Good afternoon, YouTube. It's 2:18 here in the BK. Don't mind the rollers. I did this because I knew I wasn't probably gonna feel like doing it tomorrow or anything. But I went to the drugstore. My insurance company didn't want to pay for the ibuprofen, which I thought she was gonna give me 800 milligrams. Jesus, it's an insurance company. What the fuck? I guess I said you could buy that over the counter. He said, oh, what about Advil? I could fucking buy that anywhere else. I want something that's going to take my pain. And she gave me the ibuprofen. So I had to buy that. It wasn't bad, $5 or whatever. I said, well, how many milligrams is that? 200? He said, that's what she specified on the prescription, 200. He said, take it every 6 hours. This morning, for some reason, I didn't wake up with pain in my knees. And this was way before I took the ibuprofen. I don't know if the black seed oil has anything to do with it because it's only been 5 days, but it does help inflammation. So I don't know. But there's days that my knees don't hurt and there's days that it does. So I'm not going to say it could be the black seed oil. It could be just one day of relief. Tomorrow I could wake up and then the bitches are swollen or whatever the fuck. But I noticed since taking the black seed oil and then drinking a lot of water between yesterday and today, my stomach like really shrunk. I was kind of shocked. So after finding out that I really needed water in my system, I drank like 4 16.9 ounces or whatever of water bottle. Then I drank a Gatorade, a 32-ounce Gatorade. And then this morning before I went to give blood, I did another 32-ounce because yesterday they couldn't get no blood. I was dry as hell. I'm totally severely fucking dehydrated. That's why I passed out and kept the constant headaches. But it's amazing because I've been having headaches for such a long time. And when I drank all that water, it has to be it because I woke up with no headache. No headache whatsoever. Don't get me wrong. I went and got my ibuprofen and took 2 of them for pain, which hopefully will help me with the withdrawals tonight. I won't be in so much pain. I don't call it pain. I call it uncomfortness. Maybe it'll help me, give me some relief or some comfort. I'm not a goody two-shoes. You know, I'll do anything to feel better, even relapse on top of that. But so far, I feel all right now. But somebody told me in my group when I told them what happened, and they have 15 days, and she said she was physically fine. And then all of a sudden, when I asked her, are you physically done with the withdrawal? It's been 15 days. You said you're creating free. Ha ha ha. Oh, no, yes and no. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, you 15 days creating free. I'm 11 days creating free. I'm still withdrawing and you're saying yes and no. And I think what my understanding is she's going through a lot of problems with her stomach. But even if you're going through a lot of stuff with your stomach, either it comes from acid reflux, it comes from gastrointestinal issues, you know, but everybody's different. She could probably still be withdrawing, but I thought she would know a little bit better because she's been doing this for 2 years and you don't know the difference between a withdrawal and either you are or you aren't, or you're just having digestive issues. I asked a simple question. Are you physically ill? She said yes and no. So the other day I took a Percocet. And it didn't really kill the pain. It wasn't strong enough for me, I don't think. But it had me going for a little bit, but I still went through withdrawals the next day. So, you know, It just helped me through the day, but that's about it. But the withdrawals still was there. I'm sitting here thinking, like, when I first started this whole process of detoxing from Suboxone and stuff, and then what makes me more angry is that I was finished, and the pause lasted like maybe a month and a week. It was gone. Then I said, now I need to put that Kratom down. It was only 3 days a week, just for a little pleasure, a little energy. And it fucking gave me a chippy. So I'm 11 days in, withdrawing. The nights are the worst. So anyway, when I responded to her, how long? I guess she responded back to me, well, maybe it's pause. I don't think you could have pause and withdrawals at the same time. It just doesn't go that way. First you physically withdraw, then you get the psychological. I don't have any psychological issues fucking right now. I'm not fucking depressed, so I'm going through fucking withdrawals. She said, oh, later on you probably go through pause. Fuck it, I already went through pause. Now I gotta go through pause again for the fucking Kratom. I don't know, folks. Can I stand another month and a half? I don't know. Maybe it might be shorter. I don't know. Some people say they did 90 days clean and then they felt the pause set in. So 90 days clean with no pause and then slight pause, that's not bad. Just a little down. That's nothing, being a little down. Nothing that a psych med won't help. You got to make sure you supplement yourself. Try to get that energy back. I never bought so much fucking junk in my whole life. Amazon must love me. They gave me an increase. Wow. I got all kinds of meds. I wish I could find my other clonidines. Maybe I'm bugging, but I had 2 kinds, so he switched up brands, and I'm going to tell them, you switched me to a blue one. I still had green. I've been using that all through my withdrawals, and they helped me so fucking much. But with the Kratom, it must be a little different. I don't know, but it was helping me. And then one day I woke up and the shit started hitting me during the day. What the fuck was that all about? I feel it, but I don't feel it that bad. Because I'm taking the black seed oil. That's helping a little bit. It's got my stomach down. 4 days, But when I started drinking the water yesterday, it flushed the freak out of me and made me go to the bathroom. Not diarrhea, it's just like it was kind of cleansing me. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe that'll help with the Kratom. The more I flush, I wasn't drinking water. So the more I flush, the quicker it'll be for me to get off of this shit. No doubt. When you drink water, you're flushing everything out. So when I cleanse, I didn't drink water, but I did go to the bathroom. It worked the first time. I don't know what I was drinking, but it wasn't fucking water. Second time, it was all right, but no water. What I'm saying is I am so done. I'm feeling my needs again. It says every 6 hours. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 8. I can't drink no ibuprofen till 3 o'clock. Because it said every 6 hours, 200 milligrams. I do 400 milligrams. But this morning was weird because I woke up without no pain. Now I'm starting to feel them again. It could be the weather was cool this morning. I didn't feel any pain. My room was cold. I didn't feel any pain. Took the dog for a walk. I sat in the sun. No pain. I took the ibuprofen. No pain. Now it's like coming back. Like, I'm really hoping this black seed oil help. It has been helping because my stomach is like, compared to the way it was a couple of days ago, I thought I was gonna fly the fuck away. But then I was drinking it without drinking any water. Once again, not flushing. Then I heard in one of the videos, you must drink water. You gotta flush all that shit out. The more you flush, the more the supplement will work. You gotta clean it. It's a cleanser. Cleansing needs water. Just like when you clean and do all your cleaning and all that, you use water, right? You know what I mean? I'm thinking the product could do it itself. That's how naive I could be sometimes. But I'm praying that maybe in one more week, I go to work on Wednesday. I'm just hoping a miracle would happen between here and Wednesday. That's probably unlikely. Because I don't wake up really, really sick. I take my clonidine and I take my black seed oil, which gives me not a burst of energy. I haven't felt that burst of energy, but it does give me a little, I feel a little something. So I feel like it's starting to work. And it's helping me through the day, but not as much as I want to. I believe it's because I'm going through the pause too. But like I was saying, I'm in the midst of wanting to relapse and just stop everything. But, you know, I stopped the Suboxone, which was the hardest one of all. And I think my problem is because I'm going through withdrawals from the Kratom. I just finished withdrawal. I was praying all through that time, please don't give me withdrawals. Please don't give me withdrawals from the Kratom. After the third day, I felt fine. As soon as that third day, that night, that's when I felt the fucking Kratom. 72 hours later, the third day. And it hasn't stopped since then. Then it started going into my day. But once I take the Klonopin and the other stuff, it comes down a bit. And I'm hoping this ibuprofen will take care of the little back pains and the knee pains that I'm feeling. But it's not giving me that calmness that I need. I took the magnesium because I was very fidgety today, very like restless. And I got medicine for that, but I refuse to take benzos. I don't want nothing to do with that shit. I know if I take it, I'll feel completely happy. Everything will be gone. Except I'll be a hurting bitch for the next couple of years. I saw somebody's video, only took it 3 months of Klonopin and fucked up. And he's going on his 8th month and he's still fucked up. Brain zapped, all that shit. I ain't going through that. I'd probably shoot myself in the head. Can't even work. A grown man can't even work. I'm afraid of that shit. I am afraid. I took it one time and I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, you'll get used to it. No, I won't. Looked it up and it's very bizarre stuff I saw. You can't take almost 100 people and say that they're not going through issues, because they are. It's pretty sad, but I could almost feel their pain, but not much, because they look like they're really fucked up. I mean, mentally, they get certain waves, and then the waves go back, and they say they feel like they're back on day one. I don't think that I can personally go through that. I mean, I'm personally going through something right now, but something as heavy as a benzo withdrawal, I don't think personally that I'll make it. I just don't think so. I think he tried to give me Celexa before, and I tried it and I didn't like it. But the first time I took the Celexa a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, I can hang with this. But then I took the 2 Klonopins. I said, what the fuck is this? I was like, hell fucking no. Yeah, it took about 9:30. It's still too early. Oh, my fucking knees are on fire. Like, oh, fuck. I'm cooking so I could have something in my stomach, you know? Even though I don't feel like eating. But when my stomach hurts, shut up! My stomach hurts, I know I have to get some food in me because I need my strength. And I'm not cooking. My mom's not here. I was on Suboxone and I ate whatever I ate and that was it. I was in a 7-day cooker. I could eat out or whatever. So, I don't know. Today, I pretty much forced myself to cook. Promised my sister I would cook something, to eat something. I plan to drink another Gatorade and another 2 waters tonight. I'm implementing it slowly but surely. I got to get more Gatorade. So I'm going to drink. That will be my second Gatorade today. And then tonight, I'll switch over to like 3 more bottles of water for the night. Keep flushing myself out. Maybe I'll take the dog for a walk. I don't know. Lord, I'm praying in front of YouTube and everything. Please stop this. Please help me. Like, I got 2 more months for a baby shower, and I don't plan on being fucked up. And I hate to say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it because that's where I'm at today. Hopefully it doesn't happen. If I am still sick and pausing, it won't be that day. You figure it out. That won't be that day. I'm trying my best. But the body can only take so much. It's true what they say. It's a psychological fucking circle. If I don't have, thank God I haven't had a migraine today. I woke up with no migraines. And I believe it had to do with non-taking of water. Because when I took all that water, I drank a gallon of water yesterday and a 32 ounce of Gatorade. And I woke up this morning with no headache. No headache. I did the ibuprofen, but that was really for the headaches that she gave me. But I didn't wake up with a headache. But I feel it in my kneecaps. Right now, I feel it's not pain. It's just, it's there. Feel it. And it's bothering me. But sometimes, you know, I got to go get my x-rays done with that. One thing I don't like, the more I drink water, the more pissing I get. And the more matter I get because every 5-10 minutes I got to be pissing. But it's good, but it's uncomfortable. Because every 10 minutes I got to be running to the bathroom to pee. I don't want to take something to stop the urine from coming out because I need to flush myself. So I'm going to spend the next 3 days drinking water. Well, I'm going to implement that in my whole shit from now on. So if it'll help cleanse myself out, that's why I bought that supplement too. It's a detoxifier and cleanser. Maybe that'll help get rid of all this shit. But the withdrawals, it's only been 4 months. It wasn't that fucking, I wasn't even up to 5 milligrams. You know, it's like I'm having coffee in between, but I know if I stop drinking the coffee, it will stop me from peeing too much because coffee does keep me urinating a lot. But I know drinking all these fluids is also doing it to me too. So, but I have to keep doing that. I have to keep flushing. I'm going to drink this Gatorade. After I eat, I'm going to drink the Gatorade. And then about 6 o'clock, I'm going to drink maybe 3 or 4 bottles of water and call it a day on that. And then repeat myself tomorrow morning. I need to plug this in. Excuse me a minute. Guys, you know I gotta pee. Be right back because I don't know shit about editing or nothing. Be right back. Sorry, guys, but I had to let it out because I'm drinking that water, drinking that Gatorade. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I swear that since I've been drinking that, it's 5 days today. But the first time that I implemented water was yesterday. That's when I noticed that I started going to the bathroom a little bit more, which is okay because it says it's a cleanser. Then I started noticing when I drank the water, like my stomach was depleting. Like I said, what the fuck? It's still there, but it wasn't as, I don't feel bloated. A little bit, not a lot because I'm drinking the liquids. But I did notice a big difference cleansing out. The more your body cleanses out, the more the supplement will start working because it's cleaning you out. It's an antioxidant. So, but it doesn't cause diarrhea or anything. You know, I went to the bathroom twice, which is all good because I had a lot of constipation with the Suboxone. It used to go to like 5 days. Sometimes I couldn't go to the bathroom where I had to do enemas. And, you know, you can't be doing that all the time. But I was blowing up and blowing up and blowing up and tried everything. And it just couldn't get rid of that fucking thing. And then all of a sudden, when I stopped doing the Suboxone, I was detoxing and also not eating because I couldn't eat shit. All of a sudden, my stomach like shrunk after I did a cleanser. It shrunk. Like all that stomach that I had for 4 years, I was carrying so much excess weight in my stomach. I was up to 140 pounds. And it was all water weight. All water weight. And constipation. Suboxone constipate the fuck out of you. If you didn't know that. And a lot of people know that are Suboxone users or ex-Suboxone users know that it constipates you. After a while, when you figure it out, hello, I'm not going to the bathroom once a week. You're lucky if you go once a week. It's a blessing. Suboxone helped me, but it also kind of destroyed me at the end because I didn't think it was going to do such a horrific withdrawal like that. Even with the Kratom, I still felt I wasn't using it correctly. When I finally learned how to use it, it worked wonders. Like it wasn't as painful process. It was a good withdrawal. You know, some days were better than others. And, you know, as soon as you get that thing in you, you're good. Right now, if I go in there and make me a cup of Kratom, it'll be like the first time. And I will feel euphoria and everything. But I'm trying to be Kratom free. But I have to pay for what I've done. You know? I think I took too much as I was detoxing, but I never wanted to go up to 5 or 6 teaspoons because some of the shelf life of it lasts only 4 hours. So if I'm doing 6 teaspoons and the Kratom is only lasting me 6 hours, and then only 4 hours with 6 grams, that means next 4 hours I have to take more. So I figure, why put so much Kratom, so many grams on there if I'm only still going to get 4 hours out of it? So I said 3 grams is enough, and it always hit the spot for me. So it was 4 cups a day for like a month. We have February or March. I think it was like 5 weeks total. And then one day I woke up fucking like fantastic. Only lasted a week because the pause set in. That was a motherfucker. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it was a 7. Annoying, bad, good days, bad days. And then one day it just started depleting and I stopped the pause, all stopped together. So that's when I said it's time for me to stop the Kratom because I was having such stomach issues. And when they told me, Ada, it's the Kratom, I was going to take the Kratom just 3 times a week, just, you know, hey. But you can't do that, you know? And I didn't taper from it neither. I mean, I didn't want to taper and still be going through withdrawals. But it seems like, from what I understand, tapering is better. I mean, you'll still have some withdrawals, but they won't be really as bad as cold turkey. But I did cold turkey. Sometimes I feel like going in there and just taking it and doing a teaspoon of it just to keep the withdrawals to a minimal and then keep going down and down and down and down and down. But that's a decision I'm going to make within the last week. I'm going to try for the next 2 days to see how much more of this I can take. Let's put it to this way. If by Sunday I'm still going through fucking withdrawals, I'm going to talk to my group about it and see if I can, if there's a way of me going back on Kratom with just a half a gram or whatever, just to get the withdrawals under control until I finally detox off of it. I'm going to ask somebody that. I mean, there definitely probably be possibilities of pause. I don't think it would be that bad because my pause didn't only lasted a month and a half from Suboxone. I mean, this is Kratom. I didn't even reach 5 months. January through April, and then the whole month of April was 3 cups. When the pause hit, because I thought that was going to help me. I mean, it did, but I was still getting addicted to it. When I noticed that, I said, I bought some augmentin, but I didn't do the taper. Which maybe that might have been a different. I wouldn't feel so crappy at night. I should have been more informed myself a little bit more, but it's been 11 days, guys, so I gotta give myself a chance. I ain't bashing Kratom because if it wasn't for Kratom in the beginning, I didn't know how to use that. I was vomiting, taking teaspoons when it was only supposed to be 2.5 to start with when you're a newbie. But no, I was so sick. I thought the whole oh my God. I was sick for like a week and a half before I had to get on the computer. I gave up. I was going to throw everything away. My sister said, go back in there. You got to find a way. There's got to be some way that you need to learn how to use this shit. And then I learned less is more. And when I started doing I said, let me try 2 teaspoons. Not even a teaspoon. It's like 2.5 grams. Then I noticed I felt it. I didn't feel nauseated. I didn't feel nothing. And I felt all the symptoms go away. And I finally found my sweet spot. So I figured I wouldn't be going through withdrawal if all I did was vomit everything up and shitted it out. It was so fucking awful. You don't OD from it, but it's very uncomfortable. Fucking vomiting all over the place. You want to say that, but I'm scared. I don't want to keep going through this. I just don't want to, but I don't know how my group will feel if I say, look, I got 12 days tomorrow. What if I go back on the Kratom and start a little taper? How would that be for me? Because it would be ridiculous. I cold turkey already 11 days. Why not continue? Why? Because I can't stand the way I fucking feel. With the Kratom was different. The Kratom was helping me with the withdrawals. This shit, nothing is helping me with this shit but the clonidine, and I think that shit is fucking done with. Because I don't find it helping me, but it does help me during the day. But it's at night when you sleep. It's like a battle. I guess that's the way it is. And then with the Suboxone, when you're first sick, you're like around the clock, 24 hours, getting up in the middle of the night, drinking that shit. Well, whatever. I started with the green when I should have been with the reds for pain and all. But the reds were too sedating. I felt like, oh. And I'm like, I can't go through the day feeling like this. All right, I'm pain-free, but I'm lethargic and sleepy. I can't work that way. But I was told the reds are good for sleeping and the withdrawals at night. The Magnadon is good for detoxing also, but that's for during the day. It'll help with your mood stuff. But when it comes to night, you need the red. Too late. I was already 2 months in already. Well, here goes Gatorade number 2. And this one is fruit punch. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. I should get an A for... let me find a way. An A for achieving. Let's put it that way. An A for achieving. I got so much Kratom in there, it's ridiculous. I don't even know if it's any good. But if I was to go back on it, I would probably buy a fresh batch and start tapering from there. But I feel that tapering would still make me feel ill. So it's 11 days. I got to give it a little more chance. At least in 4 days would be 14 days. I heard somebody say in 15 days they felt everything lifted. I know one day I'll wake up just like I woke up from the Suboxone free. And I thought I would never see the day. I know I would see the day, but when, we don't know. But it did. One day I woke up and everything was gone. Didn't need the Kratom, nothing. I was fine for a whole week, and then all of a sudden I get this feeling of fatigue. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I try to look it up, and I texted the first girl that taught me about the Kratom and how to get better from withdrawing from it. And I told her, what's happening to me? I have real bad fatigue, and mentally and psychologically, I'm fucked up. She said, you're going through portal. I was like, what the fuck is that? I said, I already detoxed. She says, yeah, your symptoms are gone. But now you have to go through the mental aspects of it. I said, how long did that last? She said, a year to 2 years. I said, what the fuck? I might as well stay on the fucking drugs. I don't want to go a year, 2 years, one day feeling okay, next feeling bad. No. I prayed on it. And I'm a little behind on my ministry thing there. But tonight I'm going to go through the episodes that I missed for 3 weeks. Because sometimes I just didn't feel it. But I'm going to try tonight and look through the 3 that I've missed. And just pray on it. Because That's all you can do is just pray for better days. And sometimes I was wondering, I wasn't that bad in the beginning, and then as the days progressed, which they did say in the groups, like when you start getting to day 7 and 8, they start getting worse. I'm like, really? What the fuck? So I'm starting over again. Here I go. See, if I put this in the refrigerator, I would be sipping this all day. Something like that. I'd rather drink. Okay, in the summertime, no doubt I drink cold water. But in the wintertime, I ain't drinking no cold water. And now, especially now that I have to implement the water, it'd be easier for me because I'm drinking it faster. And it'll still work whether it's cold or not. It's water still going in my system. Which I'm glad because I'm really drinking the shit out of it. I ain't saying I'm enjoying it. I think I'm enjoying the Gatorade more than the water, but the water's going to come next. Before the night ends, I will be drinking at least 3 more waters. But if I drink 4 of the 16 ounce, I'll be getting a gallon. So, but unfortunately, I have a filter, which I have to fill up because I only have 2 waters left. So I have to, as a matter of fact, the waters are there. I got to re-water it after I filter it. But like I said, I woke up with no headache. Bang, I don't know what that was about, but no headache. And it was due to the fact that I drank water. It had to be. Because these headaches were so intense for like maybe 2 weeks. And I just kept drinking Tylenol. Anything I could fucking find, and nothing was working. Finally, the other day, I bought 2 Tylenol from the store. I didn't realize I was drinking Tylenol with arthritis. What the fuck was that going to do for me? If my knees were still fucked up, but the head would not go away. And she said the headache's coming from not drinking water. But the Tylenol worked for only like 2 hours. Then the shit came banging again. But before me drinking this water since yesterday, I was trying in the beginning, like the last couple of days, to try to drink water. I would drink 2 waters a day only when I went to work. After work, 4 days off, I would not drink it. So I really fucked my system up in a way, with all these supplements and not fucking drinking water. So I'm hoping between these next 2 weeks, I'm going to gobble a gallon and a 32 ounce of Gatorade, which probably today I'm going to go and get me some. 4 more Gatorades and a thing of water. While I got this drink. So, but like I was saying, this is crazy. I can't take the ibuprofen yet. Well, my knees seem to be calming down a bit. So, while I got the strength before 5 o'clock, I will be going to get. The Gatorade was 2 for $3, so I got like 2 for 6 Gatorades. But I need water because I think my filter is kind of old. So in my mind, I'm thinking it's filtering, but it's really not. But not for nothing, the tap water is not that bad here. And this is New York City, stinking city, if you ask me. But water's water. But I'd rather have it like filter. But I've seen some people test these waters, and these waters that they sell in the supermarket, them motherfuckers were turning yellow, which meant they were shitty, non-filtered water. They were garbage. But it's still water, but still, I mean, don't sell something and say that it's pure and it ain't even fucking pure. But there is a water that I know about, H2O or something like that, and it has like 9.5 pH. But that fucking water, I only buy it when it's on sale 2 for $5. It's a big bottle, but if I see it, but around my area, for some reason, they think it's a rich area and they know it's the only supermarkets around. People have to go there. So sometimes you have to spend, but I'm going to take my little shopping cart and take my little black ass up there and go get me some. Oh, Core. Core is a good water. Core and H2 something. No, Essentials. Essentials and Core. Good fucking water. The pH balance is 9.5 on them. And when you drink that water, it tastes so fucking good. I'm going to see if I can get those waters. So I'm going to have a little pushing to do, but hey. I'm not feeling that bad right now, but it's my secret. So, like I said, I'm willing to pay the consequences for everything. We are our biggest enemy. We ourselves tend to hurt ourselves more than others. You know, with others it'd be a little more personal thing, but with yourself, you're like, you in this state of mind, you'll do anything to feel better. But I'm trying so hard. Like, they keep telling me, you did the Suboxone, you got through it. I'm complaining about the Kratom. I couldn't, when I first started this channel, it was almost 2 weeks before I was able to get on there. If you guys would have saw me, I was like walking dead. I couldn't even get up out the bed, let alone push a button on a computer. Oh, that was real. I probably would have had mad views because it seemed like people like to see people in pain, or I don't know what it is, or what do they get out of watching somebody look like that? I don't know. I refuse to go on there. I mean, there's videos in there you see I don't look good at all, but I wanted to let people see what this shit was doing to me day after day after day. I never used YouTube, once in a blue moon, and then it wasn't even all that to me until I said, I need to document this, and I did. And hopefully next year I'll be able to look back at it, because I don't plan to be in pause for a year or two. It didn't happen with the Suboxone, and I don't think it's gonna happen with the Kratom. I only been on Kratom for 4 months. Never. Well, maybe one time I went to 4 milligrams because I think I was on the same shit. It was so good. But if you keep on with the same thing, it won't work anymore. So I figured 2 spoons would work. What the fuck was that for? That shit knocked me the fuck out. So I was like, nah. Stay where I am at. After I finish this bottle here and be able to use the bathroom at least maybe 4 or 5 times, then I'll go to the supermarket, because when you're drinking water and you got nowhere to pee, that's a fucking problem. McDonald's want receipts now to use the bathroom. They even got big old padlocks on them now. Fucking ridiculous ass people. I don't blame them, because sometimes you see people walking down the street that could be the cleanest people, but they're the most dirtiest fuckers when they use a public bathroom. They really, really, I mean, you gotta pee with your ass up in the air like if you're in the fucking woods. Forget about putting that toilet paper on there. I'm not doing that. Unless I got really bad diarrhea, I'll use half the roll of toilet paper before I sit there. Carry sanitizer when you open the door and you touch the door, because you don't know what people have. E. coli, or you can get hepatitis A, which I had one time. And that was, I said, what the fuck is that? It said somewhere along the line you came in contamination with feces, because that's what hepatitis A is, feces. And I might have put my fingers in my mouth. I don't fucking know. But I work in the industry where I do mess with contaminated stuff like that, you know. And if I'm not properly gloved, or it could have been the glove was broken, went into, I keep long nails. That's why they tell you not to, because it seeps into your skin. Even though you're washing your hands, and if you don't put that bleach or something in between there, it seeps into your skin. You don't even know it, and you're carrying the shit. But as far as for hepatitis A, it's very easily treatable. You got to flush that shit out of your system. Drink a lot of water. There's no antibiotics for it. You have to flush the shit out of your system. What a shocker that was for me. I hope everybody's doing well. I have a lot of empathy for the people on benzos. And let me tell you, the first video after I had that mishap with the fucking Celexa and the Klonopin, I needed to learn what the hell was going on with me. That's when I relapsed, because I tried to Kratom to get rid of that bad feeling that Klonopin and that Celexa gave me. I was like, what the fuck? When I got on it, I drank 2 Kratoms. It didn't do nothing. And then I just sat here thinking, what am I going to do? How this feeling? I was practically crawling on my knees. I never felt so fucked. I did a video and I forgot to save them. And if people would have saw that video, they would have been like, what the fuck is up with her? Fucked up. Couldn't keep my eyes open. Fucking sluggish. I was like, what the fuck is it? I sat there after a while. I said, oh my God, I was shaking like a leaf, anxious. And that's supposed to be for anxiety. And it fucking gave me so much anxiousness. It made me nervous. It scared the shit out of me. I thought I was going to call the ambulance. And then I said, what? Wait, I got Suboxone. But I didn't know what Suboxone was going to do to me. Whether it was fucking probably would have killed me on top of all that shit that I took. And I didn't know. I was stupid. I should have took a Klonopin in the morning and one at night. That's what the way it's supposed to be. So I figured, let me just fucking get it over with. Never fucking again. It was 1 milligram. It's those 1 and 2 and 5 milligrams that'll fuck you up. Never mind those 150 milligrams. Those 1 milligrams, you gotta be really fucking careful with those things. Just because it says 1 milligram don't mean it can't fuck you up, because it fucked me up. And I reached and I took 2 Suboxones and I laid in my bed and I crawled into a fetal position. Within 30 minutes, everything, I ain't saying came out of me, but that whole Klonopin and that whole Celexa shit just zapped right out of me. I was fucked up for 3 days. 3 days I felt that Klonopin. When I researched it more, I couldn't believe the shelf life of this. I think the Celexa or the Klonopin is 25 hours each pill. Now, could you imagine putting that shit in your system for 5 days, and each time that shit stays in your system for 25 hours? No wonder. It's very, very addictive. 2 days of the Klonopin, that's 50 hours. 3 days, 75. Before you know it, you're fucking hooked. I heard people on 2 weeks on it didn't like the way it was feeling and stopped it, and still 3 years later are still suffering. Fuck that. Fuck you. When I spoke to him, I said, I missed my appointment. I'm so sorry. Can I come in? He said, no, you're confused. It's May. He gave me 60 Klonopins, and there's 58 there. I haven't touched them since the first time, and that was the last time. I'm not fucking with that shit. Now, I'm going to discuss with him if there's another medication. He's going to come out with the same shit. Everything is a withdrawal. Lamictal, to me, the only withdrawal that's going to give me is depression, because I'm not taking it. I'll take depression, but not really, over any fucking kind of withdrawal. I would feel it if I don't take it in 5 days. I would feel myself depleting as far as my depression is concerned. But physically, no. But yeah, it messes with you, because you're not, now your bipolar is all over the place and you're bugging the fuck out. But I'd rather take that, my medication, than to take a benzo. All I say was I'm going through anxiety, and I just withdraw from every month. I was telling him 2 milligrams. That's when he started with the chronic thing. I didn't realize he never took my blood pressure. Well, they were taking blood pressure in the beginning. Mine was always either up or down. It was never stable, and the times that I was down was because I was detoxing myself. And when you're detoxing yourself, your body's going through changes, and it was getting low. And so I think out of pity and not being honest with me, he put me on the Klonopin. So as I'm going off of the Suboxone, it would be less on me, which it probably was because I started with 16 milligrams. One day I said, I'm not fucking with no more 16. And I stopped 8 milligrams in one shot. And guess what? I never needed 16 milligrams. I was fine with 8. Cut that 8 in half, 4 milligrams was working fine for me. A couple of weeks later, I cut myself down to 2. I was fine. I didn't have any withdrawals and nothing. And I never needed to be on such a high dosage. But even though I was on 2 milligrams, it was already implemented in my body for 4 years. So, but until the end, that's when I realized I didn't need that much. But you still suffer. And when I hit that 2 milligrams and picked up that January 12th, I said, this is the last pickup. And it was 4 boxes. And I always had an extra box at home because I wasn't taking it as directed. I figure I'll cut myself off. When it's time to withdraw, it won't be so bad. But hey, you forgot about the last 3 years. I didn't start cutting myself down to this year, till the last year. October, I said no more, and I started cutting it, and I felt fine at 2 milligrams. I said, I can live with this. But then I said, why do I have to live with this if I'm fine? I've been clean for 8 years. Clean 4 years before I started the Suboxone. I just went in the street, somebody said, try this, and that was all it took. Loved it. The depression that I had on top of what I was getting made me feel wonderful. Till the addiction hit. And I was like, what the fuck is going on with me? So I went. All he should have did to me was just detox me off little by little. Like maybe 10 days, maybe less than that. But before I knew it, a year, 2 years, 3 years, oh my fucking Lord. First I was abusing it. I wasn't getting high from it, but it just wasn't making any sense to stay on it. It did its job. I'm clean. I do owe it all to that because I still had addictive behaviors that I needed to confront. I went to school, got in a program. I went to school, got a degree, got a license. I'm a certified nurse's attendant. I'm a home health attendant. I'm a PCA, and I'm a medical assistant. And all this I was doing during the time of my Suboxone. It kept my life in order. Like, it let me do things that I couldn't do because I was constantly either getting high or thinking about getting high. Yeah, when you're high, you want to do this tomorrow, you're going to do this tomorrow. And then the next day, all you're doing is what you're doing tomorrow is looking for the next fucking high. So I was going backwards. So I found that Suboxone was helping me get my life in order. It did. It got me where I am today. Stable. But I was stable already, but I accomplished more on the Suboxone than I did with anything else. So I got to the point where I reached my limit. I'm done. I don't get high anymore. It wasn't even about the cravings because sometimes the life of the Suboxone is 3 days. Sometimes I take a break and I just do the 8 milligrams and stay off of it for the 3 days. When the 4th day hits, you feel it. Then you go back on it. I was doing it like that for a while. And then I started breaking it up. And I said, fuck that. 4, 3, not even 4. 4. And then I cut that 4 in half. And that was it. And then I said, I'm jumping. He didn't like that. I think he wanted to keep tapering me. But he agreed each time I went in there. Instead of telling me you're going too fast. So I guess he gave me the Klonopin. Why? I never even asked. And I never even knew it was good for withdrawals. But that's what he gave me. Because I think deep down inside he knew. You know what he told me? I told him, I went in there and said, you know what? I know I'm detoxing, but I'm feeling a little withdrawals. He said, oh, you're going to be fine. You've been off of it. You know, you're on 2 milligrams. You're detoxing fine. I said, because I'm still on 2 milligrams. But that's when I started feeling a little bit like, uh-oh. But it was working. But it wasn't like the 8 milligrams. I didn't have that big thing. But I was like normal. But that's when he gave me the client. I couldn't understand. He said, this will help you, you know, as time go by. And he says, you got to get up. You got to go to the gym. You got to keep it moving. Listen, all that stuff about coming off of Suboxone and tapering and all that, it's all well and good. Maybe it works for others, but people are still 2 years tapering just because they don't want to go through the withdrawals. But I think that's hurting you more than just jumping ship. Jump the fucking ship already. When you reach 2 milligrams, and even when what set me off about that was when we were speaking on it, he said, I got a girl right now. She's down to 2 milligrams for 2 years. She's afraid to jump ship. I said, 2 milligrams ain't nothing. I'm saying to myself, but yeah, I was feeling something, but it wasn't bad enough for me to say, give me more, because he already was only giving me boxes, but a box now, because I'm on 2 milligrams, but he didn't know every month for the last year, I was only taking 1 box. And out of that 1 box, I still had 15 left each month because I was cutting them in half. I was only taking 2.5. So they accumulated. I have them there. I don't know if they're going to go stale or what the fuck. I use them as an emergency. I ain't going to fucking lie. I use them as an emergency once in a blue moon. Trying to sell it. I'm not selling here on YouTube. I'm not doing that. But, you know, my girlfriend is off of it too, but she's not doing so well. I pray for her every day. I understand because we both started it the same way. And eventually we had to jump ship. And I pray for her all the time. And I pray she comes through for me this week. If not, then I don't know. It's just going to be water under the bridge. We'll always be friends, but I love her dearly. And whatever she decides to do, the right thing or not, if she doesn't, I'll still understand and I won't hold it against her because I know addiction. Addiction is like, fuck everybody. My thing is don't bite the hand that feeds you. But it happens. It turns you into a monster. And it's not about getting high anymore. It's about feeling normal. The high eventually will fucking stop. You won't. It's like taking a hit of crack for the first time. You start chasing it. But you will never get that first high. You'll keep getting high. But you won't get that first high. And then it'll turn into an addiction because you're still looking for that fucking high. I mean, you'll get high, but now you're addicted to it. But I think crack can be stopped if you want to. It's just a psychological thing. It's not, your body's not physically asking for it. I went through crack. That was a piece of cake. Either you do it or you don't. I didn't really go through any psychological thing because crack wasn't my thing. Heroin was my thing. You put a piece of crack in front of my face without heroin, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself. I ain't fucking with that shit. Oh, you're a crackhead. Yeah, I'm a crackhead. A crackhead that does heroin before she does crack. I will not touch crack without heroin. Everybody fucking knew it. You ain't had a bag for me? You want me to go cop for you? You gotta have me a bag of dope before you tell me to go cop for you. I won't do it. Oh, but you know, you have to hand over a crack too. Because mama's gonna get paid too. But that's up to me. You know, I make sure I have my 1 bag, my 1 crack, and then my morning bag. And I wasn't a big user. Half a bag would do me right. But that was years ago when the dope was okay. Now, even if I wanted to get high, what keeps me away from that is that fucking shit they sneaking into it, which is the fentanyl. I'm afraid, you know, when you're clean for so long and you put something in your body can go into shock. And you're thinking you're going to get a good high because it's been so many years. But that shit's been stepped on so many times. They don't even use heroin anymore. If it's 1%, congratulations. You're not getting it. You're getting crushed up pills and you're getting fentanyl. That shit is poisonous. It will probably kill me. And then I told my girlfriend, you know, each time you buy that shit, you know, you're taking a fucking chance. It's not about the get high. It's about what the fuck they're putting in it. I said, Mommy, they tapping that with fentanyl. They cutting corners. That's killing people. I'm afraid to do that, which is okay by me. You mixed it with fentanyl. You did me a favor, but you're fucking up everybody else because you're killing people. How do you go around trying to make money if you're killing your customers? When you want them to come back, it's like when you own a business. You sell good shit. You got a good price. People come back. People don't come back when you fucking kill them. And word gets around, that nigga's fucking, you're fucked. So you're an idiot. You know? Fentanyl patches is on. I don't know nothing about that shit. I know it's deadly. It killed a lot of stars. It killed Prince. It killed Michael Jackson. I mean, you know, and these are fucking superstars, but they're just human, just like me and you. You know, so no amount of money in this world or your race, your creed, your color, your status, fucking drugs will fucking kill you. The more money you have, the faster you probably fucking die. Different from me and you. You got it at your hand whenever you want it. I have to go and fucking hustle for it. Sometimes we outlive those superstars. Anytime they want, they could have it. But, you know, your body's your body. Somebody told me it's a temple. You have to respect it. But when you're in addiction, it's no longer about getting high. It's about getting well. But eventually, you will stop it. But you have to pay the price. My price is, I know I'm going to stay clean. I have 8 years on my belt. You know, the Suboxone was for, once I learned that I can use it and it was working for me. And it also probably, I don't know what would have happened if I didn't start it when I was in the street, because I just got out of rehab, detox, halfway house. I could have started back up on drugs, but that shit kept me straight. And it made me motivated, and it made me go to school and everything. And I got my own apartment. I got, you know, it ain't the greatest. I got TV. I got laptops. I got fucking Apple computers, Samsung phones. You know, I could have did that if I stayed clean too, but I got mixed up. You know, I accomplished. Suboxone did a lot for me, but up to what point? I couldn't get anything else out of it. I got it now. I'm well. I'm not craving. I'm not into it. With everything in life has a halt. They use that word a lot in rehab. Halt. Hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. That's where addiction takes you. Hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. I remember those words always. I would go into rehab for 30 days, come out the same day, always. I knew I was going to relapse anyway because I made sure I had enough money to get drugs as soon as I left there. And I knew that high after 30 days was going to be great. That was my welcome home gift. Why did I go to rehab? Yes, I wanted to stop. But yes, psychologically, I wasn't ready. And I knew when I would bring enough money in there, instead of going home, I carry a suitcase all the way to the dope man, then go to the crack, and I'm happy I'm home. But 9 times out of 10, I would get high for a couple of days, and then I would just stop. But one day I just literally just stopped, you know, and I really worked the program, and Somebody came and gave me that shit. I don't blame that person. When you have an addictive behavior, 9 times out of 10, it's your addictive behavior that will keep you on the drug. It's not like there are people out there that will try a drug one day and either don't like it or just it's not a person that does it every day. It's not a. Some people do it recreationally. I wish I could do it recreationally because I love getting high. I'll be honest, I love getting high, but I can't get high. I'll lose too much. I'll lose the little bit I got in the bank. Ain't a lot, but it's better than what I had before. So I'll lose a lot. I'll lose my things. I'll lose my sanity. There's a saying, this could be my last high. And I also learned from my girlfriend that it's still so real. She was doing so good, but the Suboxone fucked her up. Trying to get off the Suboxone fucked her up. And I don't blame her for doing what she's doing now. It's all because she's trying to get well. It's very confusing. She got sick, so she had to do something about it. And I don't think it's because she's not ready. It's because she don't want to be sick. And I understand that. But you get another monster. But according to her, it got her off the Suboxone. So, I understand, she wasn't looking too great, but I understand she went through the pause. It happened. So, but now she's trying to find herself, and I pray for her all the time. Whether she comes through or not, I understand. I've been there, done that. I chose to do what I did out of my heart because I know how it feels. When you need something and somebody turns you down and you have nobody to turn to, I couldn't say no. Somebody said, why you do that? You're only making it worse. I said, I don't want her to be sick. I can't see my friend. I don't know if I'm her last resort or whatever. But you only got but so many chances. After that, I can't help you anymore. You have to really get serious, or I don't know where it's going to lead her. But she's a very spiritual person, but she lost herself in trying to find herself. She's not strong right now. She lost a lot. So mentally, she's thinking about what she lost. I said, what you lost is probably something that you have to go through. So what? Materialistic. Put all that shit in fucking storage. Fucking start all over again. You're going to be all right because you're spiritual. Open that Bible again. Give your heart back. Your heart never left. He understands everything that you're going through. Sometimes I was angry in the beginning at the Lord for why are you making me go through this pain? Everything in life is pain. It's the same too. God helps those who help themselves. You can't sit back and think God's going to take care of everything if you're not doing anything. If you put an effort into it, he'll be more than happy to help give you a hand. And he does. Sometimes you got to suffer, but he's there. He's giving you a hand. It's just not fast enough for you, but you're not dead. You're not dead. You're not suffering. You are suffering, but you're not dead. He's there. Could have been worse. He could have just said, bury her already. But what I'm saying is I have a lot of faith. I lost it in the beginning. I had Bible studies. I even stopped that, but I didn't stop it because I stopped it because I was sick. I couldn't think. I was fidgety. The Bible people would come to my house. There was no way. One day they asked me, what's wrong with you? I couldn't sit still. I couldn't read. My vision, everything was messed up. And I had to tell them, I don't have the strength to go through this right now. I have to give her a call and let her know it wasn't her. But I will continue my studies, but it's not probably going to be until after July. I probably start in August, where I think that by August, I'll be physically and mentally well. I'm past the worst. I'm past the Suboxone. I'm just dealing with the Kratom. But it's like each minute of the day is a fucked up kind of thing. And let me tell you, I gotta be a trooper to go to work through all that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a 4-day schedule sometime and sometime a 3-day schedule. A 4-day was a blessing. It was an extra day because my job won't give 36 because they, they had to pay us more money. So, they took away the time and a half and over that. You only get 20 cents differential pay for a Saturday. I was a working person 7 days a week. I was bringing home some money, double time and a half, and they took that. But I'm still there. I'm not suffering. I still got a roof over my head. I'm still maintaining. But I'm fighting this fucking Kratom thing. And sometimes I sit and think, I'm like, is Kratom going to kick my fucking ass? Is Kratom going to take me back? I can't allow Kratom to take me back to where I first started. This lady is explaining to me, Ada, the monster left. The Suboxone is the worst thing to detox, and it is, my people. It is worse to me than methadone, but nothing is worse than benzo. But with Suboxone, it's horrifying, people. It is fucking horrifying. I don't want anybody on Suboxone if they don't have to be. If there are people that do take it because they figure they don't have another withdrawal in them, if they're taking 2 milligrams and it's working for you, bless you. I ain't faulting you. Some people make assumptions like you're not you until you get off that Suboxone. That's not true. That's not true. If it's maintaining their life and keeping their life in order, and I'm talking about people who constantly relapse. If that Suboxone stops you from relapsing, you're 2 milligrams or 4, then let that be. Let it be. It works. It keeps you sane. Fine. I don't have nothing against it. I just chose to stop it, period, because I felt that I was strong enough to continue my life without drugs, and I am. But I'm paying the freaking price. I overboarded with the Kratom. I should have stopped that last week, but the fatigue came in. That's where the confusion came in. I was told to take the white strains that'll help me for energy. That fucked me up because that made my shit worse. I did that for a whole month until I started getting such cramps, and I went in this group, and that's when they told me, you got acid reflux. Do you have digestive problems? Yes, I do. But the Zantac I was taking was only temporary because I do take certain meds for my health, necessarily. So that on top of the Kratom made my acid reflux worse. I didn't know that. You only get certain information about it. And not from the Kratom distributors, not from Asia, but they're used to fucking doing that because they could just go to any tree and pick it up, and that's it. But if you have digestive issues, Kratom will fucking make it worse. And it did for me. One, because I never drank water. That's what made it worse. I only take Zantac when needed. That's because the doctor told me. And she was the one that said to me, I want to call your doctor. I want him to start taking you off, And she took me off several medications because she felt they're not needed anymore. I don't want you to keep taking so much medication. And she found certain medications which leveled out all the ones that I was taking. Fine. Now, she had a problem with Suboxone. I was like, well, that keeps me. She said, no. I've been seeing you for 3 years, and you never gave a dirty urine. So when is he going to take you off for that? You don't need that anymore, Ada. Because when I first went to her, I went so depressed, I couldn't even look in her face. She saw it. She called the doctor up. She needs depression pills. She's on Suboxone. She said, all right. But after the years went by, she started questioning it. She was like, I don't like the fact that you keep taking these Suboxones. You haven't been getting high. You never gave me a dirty urine. So why are you still on Suboxone? I say, well, he said it. I could take it for the rest of my life. She said, no. Yes, you could take it for the rest of your life, but what the fuck you want to take it for the rest of your life for? You're fine. You got 3 years clean. You never gave me a dirty urine. So why you still, I want him to take you off of that. You're fine. If you relapse, we'll deal with it. But 3 years, that's too long to be on a fucking med. She said, you're fine. But she said every time I came back to her, she said, we don't want to pick up the phone. I said, you think he's trying to hear you? She told me, she even left the recording. I think you should start taking Ada off of the Suboxone. I want her off of it. And this is one doctor telling a psych. And you're telling a psych doctor that's making mad money off giving me the drugs that you want me off. At least start tapering her off. He would not return her calls. You know, he doesn't even call her, she told me. I said he doesn't want me off, but he wants me to fucking suck it up for the rest of my life. He said, I think I'll do better with it. You don't know me like that. But I've been giving you clean urines for 4 years. After the first 6 months, you should have known then. You see my life was going right. I'm working 7 days a week. Why you kept me on it? I was naive. I never studied it. That was my downfall too. I'm an addict. When I started feeling that pain, I said, oh, I got to go and get on this shit legally. From there, it was off to the fucking races, you know? I know I could stop getting high. Well, I haven't gotten high off of heroin or crack in 8 years. I had the cravings for Suboxone when I started withdrawing. Even after the withdrawals, when I was on pause, that was the most time that I started craving more and more. Why? Because I was feeling shitty. And my only way of stopping that shittiness feeling was going back on the Suboxone. That'll help me. I'll take one, you know. That's not the case. You're going to quit. You're going to quit. You have to go through it. But we as addicts, I don't know what addict likes to be in pain. Once you become a full-fledged addict, once you got a year under your belt, a fucking nosebleed is a pain. A fucking earache is a pain. We don't like pain, first of all. Once we start withdrawing, fuck that. Even before we start withdrawing, we already know our bodies. Oh, gotta get up and hustle. Sometimes I wouldn't sleep so I wouldn't lose that heroin feeling so I could have enough strength to fucking walk around, meet my people, go do my drug runs and everything so I could get better. Because me and my friend would stay up all night because we ain't had no money and we knew if we fell asleep, we were fucked. So on days that people would get their check, we was outside 6 o'clock in the morning waiting for the first one. I don't call them victims. I know they're addicts. But they're out there looking for somebody to go cop for them. First of the month, I was a happy bitch. Got my first bag. I went in all night, 24 hours for 3 days, copping. I had 3 people I was copping for every month. People would get mad at me. Oh. Then I started going to his people's houses and I started seeing the other fucking addicts there trying to beat me. But guess what? I was always chosen because I was the honest one. Okay? From $10, $20, $30. When it came to $100, I guess maybe it was a test. But that person knows when you send somebody to go cop, you could lose your money because I could get arrested. That's understandable between an addict and a person who goes sends you to buy. Either 2 things could happen. Either you could get ripped off or I can get caught. So, you know when you put that money in my hand, and I'm also taking a chance. I thought I was invincible. Never got caught. Got caught twice. Thank God it didn't turn into felonies. Talk about they was watching me for days and let me go on for months because they knew I wasn't it was only for personal use. And a couple of them says, we saw you deteriorating and we knew you was a working woman, but we started seeing you. We left you alone for a long time. He said he arrested me to wake me the fuck up. He said, you know how many times I let you go? For the last couple of years, I've been letting you go. But now I see it's destroying your life. I don't even see you with your son. I lost my son over that. I don't see you with your baby anymore. You reached your limit. I have to arrest you. You need to know that you're not invincible. You don't got to get out of jail free card. I have to arrest you today. You need to wake up. He arrested me. I went through the system. Didn't have to do no kind of whatever community service or anything. It was my first time offense. Didn't even get a ticket. But I got a mugshot. You know, and that didn't even dawn on me because I was always wanting to be in the nursing field. If I want to go work in a hospital, thank God none of those 2 arrests turned into felonies. Because if I did, I wouldn't have a job in nursing assistant, medical assistant, none of that. I can actually go into a hospital and to try to get a job and pass a background check because they didn't turn. I didn't have felonies. You need to acquire felonies. After so many times getting caught, it turns into felonies. Once you got a felony on you, you are like fucking got a bullseye on your back and you can't get a job in any medical field or nothing like that. Hospitals stopped that maybe about 10 years ago. They started looking at, they were hiring people that were on felonies, but they stopped. Didn't realize that. And one of the police asked me, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? I said, I want to go to medical assistant or be a patient care tech. He said, do you know that if you continue getting arrested, if you get arrested another time, you'll have a felony? I say, okay, what's the big deal? He said, the big deal is when you get your fucking self together and you try to get a job in the medical field, you won't be able to work in a hospital or a doctor's office or anywhere else because you got a felony. I said, well, it'll go away. It never goes away. I said, are you serious? He said, yes, hospitals started not hiring people on felonies. Home attendant people started no more felonies. And you have to wait, but so many years, like 10 years for a felony record to come off for you. Maybe I might be wrong, but it eventually will leave depending on the crime itself. Mine wasn't a crime. It was like trespassing and buying drugs, but it was for personal use. You know, I never got caught with no more than 1 bag or something like that. But they took it easy on me. First time they let me go. But the whole fact of it still didn't dawn on me. I had a mugshot record. Didn't think about my future then. Because all I was thinking about was getting well. I would go for anybody. Everybody trusted me. Oh, well, what about Ada? That's the only bitch around here you can trust to bring your money back. They used to give me $200 on a spot to get 2 bundles. And out of each bundle, I would get 3 bags. Now, imagine me running around with 2 bundles and get caught. That's a fucking felony. Now, that becomes a distributing. Even though they know I ain't no drug dealer, I'm just a runner. That's too much. That's a felony. I would have been fucked. I would have never been able to be in the field of fucking nursing or anything. Which reminds me, eventually, I did the nurse's aid thing. I don't say I don't like it, but they fucking work you to fucking death. And I am a true believer that nurses are wonderful, but they're fucking overworked because I've come in contact with nurses that were so rude, and I thought nurses supposed to have heart and empathy. They are, a lot of them. Congratulations, and this is the week for the nurses' aid recognition. They should have recognition every day anyway. But some of them are so overworked, and I learned that because I did go to work on a nursing home when I got my nursing assistant certificate. I needed experience. No one would hire you unless you had a year in a nursing home, and the only way I could get that was through an agency. Once you're in an agency, you give up 6 months to a year, boom, you could go on your own, you know, and get the proper money. Through an agency, you're not getting the proper money. All right? Nurses' aid could clock anywhere from $18 to $19 an hour. You go to a fucking nursing attending now, all they gave me was $1 extra more than I was making. Fine, no problem. What I was looking for was the time that I needed so I could go on my own. Yes, I've worked 6 months. I would try on the 6th month, once I'm in a nursing home, to go on my own so I could get the proper money, no longer under the agency. But when I saw how nasty and so unprofessional of the care these people were giving, I couldn't do nothing about it. Okay, it's not the same as working for one person where you can give them your whole individual attention. They get their proper bath because it's all about them. The 12 hours is about them. They get proper care. How can you care for 14 patients? I said, that's too many. I can't do that. He said, oh, no, that's the way it is here. Okay, and on each floor is supposed to be 5 nurses aide. I worked there for 3 months, and never in 3 months was there ever even 4 aides on top of that. So you know what that means? You got a floor of 67 patients. Guess what? One time I had 20 patients, and they did that on purpose to me. They told me I had this load. I did that load, and there was 2 people out. They knew I was doing the wrong thing, the wrong clients, but they let me continue to do it. And that day, I don't know where I had the energy, but I pumped them out by 12, all 14 of them. Then they told me, oh, that wasn't your task. I said, so you waited for me to completely finish the tag by 1 o'clock, 12:30 or 1 o'clock, I'll 1:45. That's when they told me, oh, that wasn't your, there was A, B, and C. You were A. You did B. I said, okay, so find somebody to do C or whatever. Oh, no, that's you have to do that. And then when I went to each room, none of my clients were done. But there was 5 girls on the unit. So everybody should have had a case. So someone in the 5 girls allowed me to do their job plus my job. At least they could have said, okay, Ada, that was my patient. Some of them would get, don't touch my patient. Fuck you and your patient. You should be happy. Okay, I'm a newbie, but don't treat me like that. I made a mistake. It happens. But some nurses' aides are really fucking nasty. And I ain't going to say I understand. What it is they're fucking overworked. Okay? Now, I'm from an agency. I'm only making $13 an hour. 14 fucking patients. Maybe out of those 3 patients, everybody had different bath times or the bath days. You can't bathe everybody in one day. It's impossible. And then get them to sometime I will have easy cases where like 5 of them would be up and ready to go. Some are more severe than others. That would be a light day for me. But I did all, she said, oh, you have to do it. When I went to check, I wanted to cry inside. And I went to the nurse on staff and I told her, when did you realize that I was on the wrong case? You knew that 14 patients, how did they eat breakfast and lunch? Somebody took them their breakfast and lunch, but didn't wash them, didn't change them, didn't do anything, but they made sure they ate. So that culprit was in there somewhere. They at least have the empathy of not letting them go hungry. So I had somebody's case, but what they did for my case was fed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, dinner I had to do. But they managed to do the breakfast and lunch. They figured, let me at least feed them. And somebody did. I told them, well, who fed those clients? Or I'll have to look it up. When you going to look it up? Because I already did that, and it was a mistake that I did that. But you don't seem to have a problem with me making that mistake. But you have a problem with me. You want me to do my cases now. And it took you fucking till 1 o'clock or 1:45 to figure out I was already done. The speed that I had. And everybody was well done. And they saw it. They saw that girl's quick. She can finish those other 2. And she let me do it. They abused me that day. I went back to her 2 hours later and I told her. She was Spanish. Sometimes we expect our own people to help us a little bit more. But sometimes our own people could be so mean to each other. So all that sticking together sometimes, I couldn't believe she did that to me. So I came back. I said, it's 4 hours later. She said, you have to do it. I said, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to speak to the supervisor. Well, I'm the one in charge now. I said, I don't care if you're in charge. Somebody's over you. Well, I'm going to the director. She said, okay, I'll find out who's supposed to do the case. I said, all you got to do is look in that book. And I snatched the book from the, oh, you can't? Yeah, sure I can. The same way everybody comes in and checks to see who they had. I made a mistake and took the wrong one. I was supposed to be on B and I took A and I thought it was me. It wasn't me. And that person saw the speed that I was going and said, fuck it, let her do it. And then came to me after I finished all my work, chilling. Oh, Ada, you did the wrong case. You have to finish your client. They're not even dressed, washed, or anything. I said, really? So they must be dying of hunger. Oh, no, they ate. So who the fuck fed them? Was it you? Your head nurse. You wasn't going to feed them. Somebody fucking fed them because somebody knew that I was doing their case. So they did me a favor by feeding them because that would have been true neglect. And somebody would have had to take responsibility for that. And it wasn't going to be me because you're the head nurse. You should have told me at the minute I took that case, you should have told me you're doing the wrong case as soon as I started the first patient. But you didn't, but somebody fed them. Saw how quick I was about it. Bathing 2 of them. Getting them dressed, clean, washed up, bed, bath, breakfast, whoever ate in their room, clean and done by 1 o'clock. They saw that and they figured you can. She said, you did pretty good, but you have to do your case. I said, I did it. She said, you did the wrong case. So, wait a minute. You didn't figure that out from the beginning? And you go room to room and you saw that all those hours from 7 in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you saw that 14 patients were not dressed or washed or their beds or nothing was done, and you didn't fucking say anything. You waited, and when I was done, that's when you came to me and told me that I did the wrong case, that I have to do my case. I said, they must be starving. Oh, no, they ate. So who the fuck fed them? I said, oh, I know who fed them. The motherfucking bitch who I did all her fucking work for. She fed them. She had the audacity or maybe the comprehension. I got to feed them. Even though it wasn't my case, she did my job. The least I could do is feed them because then I will really be in trouble because I wasn't going to take the fucking trouble for that. I made a mistake and took the wrong case flow. But I did the case flow. But somebody looked out for those patients and fed them. Why did they feed them? Because they knew if they didn't hear, it's 5 girls to each shift. Somebody let me do their work. They never said anything about it because your guys are funny because everybody that's their permanent has the same clients all the time. And you mean to tell me all of a sudden that one person got amnesia? What the fuck were they doing all day? Oh, yeah, that person, whoever's case that load is, and I said it when the whole group of girls was around, one of you had this case. The only favor you fucking did me was to feed them. Because I was not going to take the blame for that because I did the wrong case, but I did my job, but I did the wrong case flow. But one of you guys fed those patients because one of you guys knew they weren't your client and I was doing your job. So you didn't want to look that bad or said, at least let me feed them because that would be pure neglect. That will go straight up to the top. These clients haven't eaten in fucking breakfast or lunch. That would have been a real problem. What would I have gotten in trouble? Not really. I took the wrong caseload. Head nurse should have known that the minute I stepped in the room. Nobody said anything. None of my work was done. I was fucking yelling and carrying on. You think that? I told her bitch off. When I left, I said, you are grimy. She said, you can't talk to me like that. I said, I don't care. I'm from my agency. I don't care if you fire me or not. I'm coming back here anymore. I said, my sister. I said, you knew somebody was feeding them. And you knew that wasn't my case. That was my caseload. But somebody fed them. So that somebody that fed them knew that was my case. The least they could have done or they knew they had to, was to feed them, because they would have been hungry all day. That would have been a serious neglect, because family members would have stepped in and it would have been chaos. My mom went without breakfast and lunch because a girl took the wrong caseload and nobody figured it out or fed them or anything. But nobody came to me and said, Ada, you got the wrong caseload. Your clients haven't eaten. I said, what's... But you waited for me to do all 14 patients, and then you saw how fast I was. By 1 o'clock, they had their lunch, breakfast, dinner. Everybody was bathed. Even people that were on Hoyer lists were in the hallway. I was done. All I was doing was my round, changing diapers, or whoever had to go to the bathroom. And then you're going to come to me and tell me, you didn't do your case? Sure I did. I said, why it took you so long to figure that out? So I brought it to her attention. I said, well, we need to speak to the supervisor, because none of them, okay, it was my case, so I took the wrong one. But one, you either never figured it out, or two, you didn't fucking care. Three, you saw how fast I was. Four, you let me do that caseload. And I did it because I had to with my job. I said, but you fucked me. I said, the real person who should do that job was the person whose job that I had was doing for anyway. It would only be fair. But do you think that person had it in her heart to say, oh, how much trouble could I have gotten into? Nothing. I just took the wrong caseload. But that person didn't care. They didn't even care enough to even wash them up. But they made sure they ate their breakfast and lunch. That's when they came up to me after lunch and said, you didn't do your caseload. Sure I did. I just finished my patients. Right after lunch, they were all done. Everybody was in the queue chilling. And then you come to me about fucking clients. Are you fucking... Before I left to punch out, I came back to her. You had 4 hours before I told you I wanted to know who the culprit was, because I want to report this. She said, I still don't know. My sister, you know that I did. It was 28 patients all by myself. And the only reason I managed was, I ain't gonna lie, I was quick that day. I had mad energy. Plus, I was on Suboxone. I was really quick about my shit. And they saw that. And they just left me there. They figured I did it. I proved to them I could do it. But it wasn't fair to the client that they were sitting in their fucking rooms in pajamas with dirty teeth, not washed up. That's total neglect. And then on my part, I took the wrong caseload. I did my job, but I did it to the wrong people. But still, you as a fucking head nurse knew none of them were being taken care of. But you know what, bitch? I feel like fucking, well, you can't leave. I could fucking leave anytime I want to. I'm not under your payroll. I'm under agency. I could just fucking walk the fuck right out now. The only thing that person did was to feed them. And I think they only did that to cover their ass, because it would have been a real shitty thing to find out that people 98, almost 100 years old didn't have breakfast or lunch. Some of them could have had a sugar rush. Some of them could have went into diabetic shock. I don't fucking know. But you guys waited till I finished my case. You saw how fast I was, and I was very efficient, because even the one nurse told me when I was there, you know, you are a good employee. Only one lady said that to me. She said, I wish you was on my caseload, but when you're an agency, you're on different floors until they hire you permanent. Then I found out they don't hire people permanently until about 5 to 10 years. I don't have 5 to 10 years left. And I kept seeing the same people over and over, different people over and over, coming in every week for orientation. So I said, you know what? I'm indispensable here. I'm never going to become a permanent. Okay? Do you think that agency ever called me back? I went right over there and told them I need a piece of paper because my license was expiring, and all I needed was to have 7 hours on that license. I had 3 months here. I want my records done, and here's your badge. You think they asked me why I wanted to quit? No, they didn't care. They got 50,000 agency girls because they don't want to pay you the money. I was only in it so I can get the experience of being in a nursing home. A lot of places won't hire you unless you have a year in a nursing home. And I think that's so wrong, because how are you ever going to start if you don't have you know, if nobody gives you a chance. I said, somebody told me, hey, let's start through an agency. Get that months under your belt and then go on your own. Because everything I see is must work in age, must have at least a year experience in a nursing home. I don't have a year experience. I left them after what they did to me and how they tried to kill me and overworked me when they saw how fast I was. I was fast because I knew I had a lot of patience. And you have to find a way, a system, not their system. You have to find a system yourself where from worse to bad to good. Who do you take care of first? The good. Because most of the bad ones take time. So you take care of the ones that are already walking and everything. That's about 20 minutes each patient. Bed, bath, or whatever, diaper change, sneakers put on in the dining room, done. Then you go on down. Some of them like to eat breakfast in their room, fine. After they finish, go to them. But even the bad ones, they got to eat too. So the ones that are walking, go in the dining room. You have people you have to feed, mind you. So I take the trays to the people that want to eat in the room. They eat in the room. Then I have 3 patients I have to feed at one time. I said, I got to feed them. Yeah, you don't forget to feed. Well, I got to feed this one first. And then you want me to drop the spoon and go feed her? I'm feeding one client at a time. I think I was a little bit disliked because I had a situation with a girl, with a patient that tried to bite me. If it wasn't for an orderly, and she was too big, and she was a 2-person person. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that was 2 nurses' aide had to work with her. She was big, she was brolic, and she was tough, and she was a biter. The minute she put her hand on her teeth, her mouth, this guy grabbed her really quickly. He wasn't rough with her, but he had to be a little rough because I said, she got me, and he pulled her, yanked her arm. He didn't break it or anything. Her teeth mark was left on me. So the nurse checked me and said, there's no open wounds. I said, why didn't you tell me she was a biter? Why didn't anybody tell me she was a 2-man person? You can't be doing this to the nurses. Then I had to stand and watch her because she would flip over her chair. Then I would have to wrap my arms around her, lift her. I said, I'm not doing that shit no more. I would call a guy. And then the nurse said, Ada, you don't move her. I said, well, they said I can't get nobody say I have to do it. She said, you don't got to do shit. She's too fucking big. You get an orderly guy. We have an orderly guy. Let me tell you, one orderly guy left. And this is a man. Because she was dead weight. I couldn't push her all the way back. Then this one girl told me secretly, listen, don't do that. She's a 2-man person. I said, nobody told me that. He said this place is a fucking trip. They'll fucking kill you. She said, go get a fucking orderly. And if he tells you no, go to the supervisor. If the supervisor gives you hell, you go to the fucking director. Because you're not supposed to be pulling on her. She's too fucking big. One rule they also had was, I do my patient with a Hoyer lift. And I'm only one person. And this is, I do a nurse's aid thing, a private case, don't pay much. I need to be in a nursing home. I put her on a Hoyer lift, no problem. And I do it by myself, and she's a quadriplegic. But in a nursing home, there's a definite rule, and it's a state rule. Nobody, I don't care if the person weighs 40 pounds, 2 people have to help put her on the Hoyer lift. It's a 2-man job. She could weigh 50 pounds. So they must have had incidents where people were dropping people, even 50 pounds. So they said, don't ever put her on the Hoyer lift by yourself. Prepare her for the Hoyer lift. I didn't do it one time. I just went and got the help. Oh, you don't even have her hooked up. I said, well, you can't help me? He said, listen, maybe nobody's telling you what's going on. I said, nobody's telling me shit here. They treated me like a fucking enemy. I'm a newbie, so I'm being treated like trash. And then he said something to me. He said, oh, no, wait, be quiet. And I said, who the fuck you think you talking to, motherfucker? He's like, how dare you talk? How dare the fuck you tell me to shut up and listen? Don't tell me to shut up and listen. Just say, hold on, ma'am. Just let me explain something to you. That's how you talk to people. You don't remember when you first started here? Or I guess you was a doctor, so you didn't need any help. I said, this is the first and last time I'm ever going to ask your fucking black ass. He wouldn't ask me if I needed help when he knew I had a heart. I would go get a girl. And 9 times out of 10, I have to go and complain because they'll tell me, oh, I'll be there. And they never be there. But every time they turn around, Ada, I need your help for Hoya lift. Please. I would stop what I'm doing, but I make sure my client was safe, pull up the rails, stop everything immediately, cover that person up, and go help you. And I brought that to somebody's attention. I said, every time you call me, I drop whatever I'm doing, even feeding the client, and I give you that 5 minutes flat. And I help you with the Hoya lift all the time. She always called me because I was always there for her. So she always looked for me because I would drop whatever I was doing. If I was doing somebody in the middle of the bath, I would tell them, excuse me. I would cover them up, make sure they say, oh, where you going? I'll be right back. Give me 6 minutes tops. Some of them would get mad. Some of them would get angry. But I'm trying to help the other person because 2 people is better than 1. She said it won't take. I said, I know it won't take long because they can't do it by themselves. They could probably do it, but it's by state they can't. So I helped that same person all the time. Never felt. The minute that I asked her for help, she told me, I can't help you right now. I said, no, I didn't just hear you say you can't help me. She said, I'm busy right now. I said, I don't care. She said, excuse me. I said, I don't care if you're busy. Oh, I can't stop what I'm doing to help you. I'm in the middle of something. I said, every time you fucking call me, I was in the middle of something because you will fucking walk right into the fucking room knowing I'm bathing a client. Did I ever say no to you? No, I make sure that client is safe, cover her up, apologize, and I tell her I'll be back in 5 minutes, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. I drop everything for you, and you're telling me you can't help me right now? Oh, give me this time. I go back to you, you tell me the same fucking shit? I asked her 3 times. She got to know. I told you I was busy. And I said to her, first of all, don't talk to me ever like that again. Second of all, my name is not fucking Hay. My name is Ada, and you fucking know that because when you call me to help you for the Hoya lift, you say, Miss Ada. But when I'm talking, when you call, when now you're saying hey to me, I don't fucking say hey. I'll say, if I don't know your name, I say Miss. I don't even want to call you by your first name because we're not friends like that. I'm supposed to call you by your last name, but nobody's giving out last name. Those bitches will be like, hey. I said, hey, it's for fucking horses, I told her. And I said, look at my face. Don't you ever fucking ask me to do the Hoya lift. Oh, you know, I don't give a fuck if you tell the head nurse or the supervisor. I will tell them to their face, I'm never helping her. I'm never helping her. One day I saw her walking up and down, asking everybody for help with the Hoya lift. I guess they knew how grimy she was. No, because she didn't have the help that she had before. I would drop everything. See, you lost that bitch because of the way you treated me, because only one time I asked you and you kept putting me off. And then the last time you got fucking mad and said, hey to me. I told you I was busy. I said, hey to you, bitch. I'm always busy when you call me. And I drop everything, my client, and I go to you. It is said here that if we need help with the Hoya lift, you guys are supposed to do it. I say, I'm not a fucking tattleteller. I'm not going to say anything, but look in my face. Don't fucking call me hey. Don't fucking call me Miss Ada. Don't say shit to me no fucking more. Don't fucking ask me to help you with the Hoya lift. And I don't care if you tell us, the nurse was standing right there. I think she caught an attitude because one day we was at lunchtime that same fucking day when I went the fuck off and I said, I don't care about a nurse or a supervisor. Don't you fucking ever ask me for fucking help again. That nurse was downstairs eating, head nurse, and I'm eating. And the worst thing to do is to stare at a person. I'm trying to enjoy my lunch because it's very, very stressful working up there. Every time I took a bite, she was in my face like if I stole her purse. I thought she was going to, and she kept on and on for like 15 minutes looking at me. I put my lunch down. I pulled up a chair opposite side of her. I said, I don't know your name. I don't care to. I know you're the head nurse upstairs. I know you saw the situation about what happened this morning, and you probably think I have an attitude. I do have an attitude. But when it comes to my patients, I don't. I had every right to do what I did upstairs. Maybe you felt it was unprofessional. But right now, all I'm asking you is to stop staring at me like I stole your purse. I didn't do anything to you. You just didn't like what I said. I said I'm not helping that girl, and I'm telling you to your face, I'm never helping her. Because every time she asked me for my help, I would drop everything. But I always made sure my patients were safe, and I always promised them I'd be back. I told her, you got 5 minutes. Because all it does is take, once you prepare the client, you always prepare them on the Hoyer lift. This way, as soon as that person comes in, because they have other patients they need to tend to, it's better off, which I understood it when I first did it. I was wrong. I should have had them prepared and ready. The guy told me, listen, always make it easier on both of us because we're all both busy. Have her ready on the bed with the Hoyer lift underneath her and everything. No problem. I said, thanks. I learned that way. She stopped looking down on me. Stop talking to me like I'm a fucking imbecile. Don't try it anymore. Leave me the fuck alone. But she never came out and said, oh, you're disrespectful. I'm writing. She probably wrote me up. I said, I don't care if you wrote me up for the incident. But did I do anything personally to you? No. What I did to you was I put somebody in their place in front of you, but you didn't say anything. You didn't say, Ada, you're acting inappropriate. Your shit was to write me down so I don't get a permanent position. But your write-up don't mean nothing to me. I'm trying to eat in peace and you're looking at, I'm not staring. You're staring in my face to the point where I had to turn around, and then I turned my seat back around. I said, why the fuck? I said it out loud with everybody that was sitting there. There was about 4 people sitting there. I don't know if it was doctors or nurses. I didn't give a fuck. I said, I have the right to eat in peace. Pulled up the chair right in front of her face to face. Why are you staring at me? Oh, you misunderstood. I'm not misunderstood. Since the minute I sat down, you kept staring at me. I can't eat in peace. What did I do to you? The only thing I did to you was go off on that fucking nurse's aide, which is a fucking cunt, bitch. I said, I knew by you not saying nothing, you was going to write me up and put something bad underneath me. I don't care. I know who I am, and I know the type of person who I am. But you don't know the story behind my behavior. Maybe I was wrong for being out loud, but I was loud because I wanted all the nurses' aide to hear that I'm not the one to fuck with. I'm a very nice person. I'm very gentle with my clients. I try to make sure I'm safe as possible. But to be treated the way I've been treated here, I'm not coming back here to work. I'm going to finish up my week and I'm leaving. You guys don't care because as I see, this is a revolving door. I'll go to another agency and find another place. Well, eventually I will land a place where I'll be able to enjoy. Then I'll be okay giving my 6 months to a year. And if they hire me, not fine. If they don't, then I'll have my year under my belt and go look elsewhere. But to make sure that today's the day. My mother say, oh, calm down. I said, no, today is the day. All them bitches are going to be put in their place. None of them. As soon as they heard me open my mouth, I was loud. And that's the nurses say, you can't be loud. You can't be loud enough. I said it. I want all of you guys to hear. All of you guys to hear. You are not to call me hey. You are not to misuse me or abuse me or ask me to help you on the Hoyer lift. And then when I ask for help, I can't get it. Stop doing that to me. All right, you guys. I love you. I got to talk to my sister. See you later. Hello?